Friends, and welcome back to Fantabulous, where we do all sorts of wonderful sketches and handbag illustrations for specs and product development. Okay, so let's go ahead and color in that ditzy little red bag we sketched last week. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to find my rulers. Show rulers, and I've opened an 8 by 11, and let's go to the document setup, and I'm going to put that on inches because I really don't know what points are good for when you're doing fashion design. Okay, next we're going to go to File and Place, and we are going to go to our sketch that we put away. Let's see, there it is. Let's place that little baby up here. Okay, nice and big. Let's move it on up, and we're going to say reduce it to 20%. Now, I always do my sketches as pretty big because I like detail. And I scan them big and I photograph them big. And then I shrink them down. So now we're going to Object, Image Trace, and we're going to say Make and Expand. And there you have it. Ta-da! Okay. Direct Select tool. We're going to grab all our corners and get rid of them because why not? What do we need them for? Okay, so let's see how big this is. A big bag still. So let me grab it and shrink it down a little bit so it fits. Okay. Okay, so now the original bag was a little red PVC smooth grain leather with quotation marks, and we're going to do that. What I'd like to try first is we're going to use maybe some fades. I'd tried fades before, but let's try it with a leather grouping. Okay, so let's go ahead and a fade. It's not terrible. Okay, let's try it again. The good thing about using this fade is that if I use all the fades, all the panels in a fade, I can also probably use a radial for the edge paint, and it'll be cute and it'll match. So let me go up close, a little bit closer, get a little bit closer. Okay, so let's grab our handle, and we're going to grab all the pieces that are in that red leather, and I'm not going to go underneath simply because I want under the handle, simply because I want to make it darker, and I'm just going to do that quickly. So I'm just going to go for a darker red initially without driving myself crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead. We got ourselves our little shiny look. Now I'm going to grab this under handle here. It's not going to show too much, but I'm going to do a red color. And I'm going to actually make it darker. I'm going to make it darker, yeah, because I want it to look like it's in shadow, which it does now. Okay, very good. So quickly, ooh, we missed this little piece over here. I probably could do the same thing, can I? Very good. Okay, so now we have like this darker red color underneath, which is fine. I'm going to cover that side with a shadowing anyway. So now what do we have? We have a lot of edge paint. So let's get cracking. The original had a lot of like really thick polymer edge paint, and obviously we're copying it, so we have to do the same. I'm going to use the same fade color, but I'm going to use it as a center fade and see how that looks. Okay, that's not looking bad. Actually, it looks pretty good. Okay, so let's do it to the rest. Grab. Fades are wonderful. You can get them in your swatch library under gradients, and they're just, no, wrong. Okay, let's do that again. I want to do this one. I want to do this one. Come on. Okay, sometimes. Okay, something is not working here. Okay. There. Okay, now we're grabbing everything. Okay, I'm going to grab that fade again, and there you go. Look at that. It looks very nice, and it's got like a glossy edge finish. And let's do over here, and over there, and over everywhere. Okay. So now the bag is starting to get like this kind of like plasticky, leathery look, which is exactly what it was made of. Okay, so we're doing well. You see you have like a little shine there. The bag itself is a little shiny. Actually, I think I want to do a little bit less shine on the bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the front panel and even this little corner here, and I'm going to drag on the gradient slider all the way up. Make it a little bit less, just a little bit of a shine, but not quite as much as the edge paint. Okay, so the edge paint is looking good. This one, I think I want to actually make it look lighter, so I'm going to like pull it out. Okay. So don't be afraid to like play around with your gradients and stuff. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is going to do the hardware. Now I have a little problem here. If you'll note, this dog clip got kind of clipped in here with the top of the bag, so it stopped being any separate part of the dog clip. So I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to redraw it, and I'm going to fill it in with some kind of metallic color that I will also get from my gradient palette. So I'm just going here, quickly tracing, trace, 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 trace all around this, and I'm going to make this its own little piece here. It's good to make these mistakes because then you can show them on the video to correct. Yeah. When you're drawing your initial sketch, it's always a good idea to try to avoid leaving open spaces because then you can have a problem like this. So now I'm going to go to my gradient palettes that I got from my swatch library, and I'm going to color this light gold. Okay, we got a little bit of a light gold happening there. Let's move anything that needs to be moved so that it doesn't show the red underneath, which is like, ew. Okay, that's exactly what we want to avoid. Okay, this can go up to here. Hello, move. There. Okay, so now the dog clip is gold. So since we're doing the gold, let's go grab all our little pieces here. Actually, it wasn't really gold. It was like a silver, a light silver. And we're going to hit that light gold. There we go. Here I missed a spot here, and I missed a spot here. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my... There. Okay, so now... Ooh, I missed a spot here too, and here. Tisk, tisk. Okay, here we go. Let's just do this in the dark because it's going to be dark anyway. Okay, so we're going to the other side, and we're going to grab all the other metallic pieces quickly and neatly. This is like a jumper ring. Okay, and we're going to go and grab our light gold again. Okay, now we're dealing with the last little bit of hardware up here. Okay, let's do that. Okay, here I missed a piece of, this is going to be edge paint. Okay, so now what we had left is the original bag had a navy blue and white grosgrain detail ribbon, and also the shoulder strap is grosgrain, which really should have been webbing, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to grab the center line, which is the original red. Now we're not going to use the glossy one because grosgrain ribbons tend to be more matte, so they're not going to look glossy at all. Okay, so it's the same thing is happening here. They use the same ribbon on the bow, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go and put the bow in. Okay, so now we're going to... Oop, no, that's not it. Okay, so now let's grab that red color that worked so well. Okay, and now the outer edge of the ribbon was a blue, a navy blue. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do a navy blue. Navy blue. Okay, here we go. Very nice indeed. Okay, hopefully this will work. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, so actually we missed this piece here. Oops, okay, let's go ahead. Let me zoom in again because this has got not far enough in. Okay, let me grab this. This is going to be red. This is going to be, oh, this is not going to be red. This is going to be red here. And that one we'll have to do a little coloring in. And then this is blue and this is blue. Okay, very good. Very good indeed. Okay, so now let's draw back and see what we got. Not too bad. We're working with, okay, I see I missed something at the bottom. We're working now with shading. Actually, probably what we should do is leave the shading for last. I want to throw in those patches Okay, I saw I missed over here my edge paint. Okay, so there, we got the edge paint in. Let's go back to 150%, and we're going to go and we're going to grab up place. I'm going to grab those patches which I photographed, and now I'm going to grab over here. Okay, there it is. So there's the first patch. It's a I love pop patch. I'm going to put it over here. Wee, is it so big? Okay, which is fine and dandy. I'm just going to move this on up, move it on up, and find it someplace. Okay, so now I have it in my sights. I'm going to do a scaling tool, scale down. Oh, where'd it go? It probably went down someplace. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so let's grab him. And we're going to put him over here. And we're going to say crop image. I'm going to go object, crop image. Okay, yes, I know. Okay, I'm going to crop our image up like this. Okay, very good. Very nice indeed. Okay, I'm going to crop up our image. Very good. Okay, so now I'm going to say that. And now we're going to say object, image trace, make and expand. And there you have it. It turns black, which is fine. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of the outer edge. Boom, boom, boom. Now, the original had a red edging, so we're going to do that. First thing I'm going to do is grab my little piece of artwork and turn it so it's sort of straight. Okay, now I'm going to go to rounded rectangle tool, and I'm going to open it, and I'm going to find a rounded rectangle that fits behind this, and I'm going to paint that red. Okay, first let me make sure it's okay, it's good enough. I'm going to go put that in red, and then I'm going to say object, arrange, center back. Ta-da! Oh, we have a red thing. Now, the only thing we're missing now on this is a red heart. So I'm going to go, the heart was originally red. I'm going to go into 1800 and I'm going to grab that heart. No, I want to grab this heart. Oop, what happened? Just the heart. And I'm going to paint it red. Ta-da! Okay. So now I'm going to go out 150. Okay, now, okay, looking pretty good. Gonna grab it. And actually what I want to do is I'm going to take my red triangle and I'm going to just give it a stroke around the edge. Okay. Whoa. Why didn't that do anything? Okay, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. Okay, now let's grab this and I'm going to give it an edge. Okay, let's do 2. Okay, now we have our pop image and I'm going to grab everything and I'm going to say object, group. So that's one way of using artwork from photographs, personal photographs. You don't want to steal anything. And we're going to take it up to our project over here. Okay. It was placed on that little strange line that I put there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first shrink it because it's way too big. I think that's about no, it's still a little bit too big. Okay, there. Okay, so I'm going to grab you, and I think the stroke wants to be narrower now because it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to spin it around a little bit. Let's do a spin. Okay, spin it. Okay, so let me grab him and put him where my guidelines were. Okay, so that's looking okay, except that I think the outer edge of, well, first the guidelines are getting in the way. I'm going to get rid of some of them anyway because it's just kind of getting in the way of the original painting, and we're going to get rid of it. And we already know where it goes, more or less, so we don't have to use them. Okay, so let's grab our thing here. Okay, I'm going to put it back down here. Okay, there. Go up, go up. Okay, perfect. Okay, now I'm seeing that our rectangle is looking a little strange, so I'm going to zoom into this again. Yeah, it got a little bit too... Okay, let me grab that rectangle. I'm going to move it so it fits our purposes there. There we go. Okay. Just play around with stuff. Use all the tools in your toolbox. They're really useful. Okay, that's too much. I think I'm going to go like that. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our little pop um, thing. Now, you might not remember this, but it actually has a top stitch around the edge because it's a sewn-on patch. So we're going to go and do our top stitch like this. Okay, it's giving me some silly fill, which I don't want anyway, but okay, we'll get rid of it in a few minutes. Now I'm going to go down here and there. Okay, so first thing is we're going to get rid of that red fill, like promptly. Zilch. Okay, now I'm going to fix our lines because it didn't come out quite the way I hoped, but it's okay. We can fix it. This needs to be pulled down a bit. Okay, very good. Now, okay, and this needs to be moved up. Okay, there. Okay, so now what we're going to do with this line, I think I want to move this one a little bit back. Okay, very good. And now what we're going to do with this line is we're going to go ahead and go to stroke, and I'm going to say dash, and 8 by 4. Okay, that looks okay. That's not bad. Okay, maybe 6 by 4 is better. I'm putting in a dash line. I'm turning it into a dash line. Very good. And then I'm going to give it a rounded edge. Okay. So it looks a little bit like well, it looks like a stitch line, which is what we're going for. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this, and I think I want to move this out a little bit more. Okay. Oh, it's like, okay, so let's pull back and see how that looks. Okay, it's not terrible. It's not great either, but it's not terrible. I think I want to make that patch look a little bit darker just so it looks different. So I'm going to grab this. Oh, no. I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to take the fill and I'm going to make it a little bit darker. Too dark. Let me open that and let me get a little bit back to the light. Okay, that's better. Okay, there. So now we have our patch here. Now the next one, we're going to get our next patch. Okay, let's go to place. And let's find our next patch to plop on here. And that was going to be 286F, and see what comes up. There we go. Okay, so we have our little flower patch. Okay, flower, okay, ooh, big heart. Okay, so I'm gonna move this on up, all the way up. Very good. Okay, so now I'm going to say, let's go down to 20% because that's about the size we're gonna need. Okay, where did you go? Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so grab, and a nice big white flower. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say object, crop image. Yes, I know. So we're going to crop the image. Whoa, what happened? Why didn't it want to crop the image? Okay, let me get a little bit out because it's a little bit too aggressive. Let me try that again. Object, crop image. Yes, I understand that. Okay, there we go. Now it's behaving. Okay, again, let's crop that image as much as possible. Get all the junk out of there. Okay, here we're going. Good. And hit the return button. And I'm going to object, image trace, make and expand. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to grab the outer edge of this. Here, like, ooh, I said this. Okay, let's grab that out. Now we have a white flower. We're going to grab this center part, and I'm just going to color it in red. Very nice. Okay, and I'm going to grab this white part, and I'm going to give it a stroke edge, because I think we're going to need it. Okay. Okay, 1 point. Oh, let's see how that looks. Okay, great. I think I want to do the white. I'm going to copy the white, and I'm going to overlay it with, like, the tiniest bit of fade. Like, a little bit. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to make it a radial, and that. And then I'm going to go and give it some opacity. I just want to give it a little bit of like an idea of like volume. Does that make any sense? Okay, so let me grab this and put this over on top and see what happens. See, now it has like a little bit of like volume. You could even do that to the red part if you wanted to. You could do copy, paste. And we're going to do the same exact thing. And I'm going to go to a radial layer. And I'm going to fade it out like a lot. Okay, 30%. Let's go. Okay, and then I'm going to plop it on top of there. Okay, so now it has like a little bit of a look to it. I'm going to grab the whole thing, and then I'm going to say Object, Group. Okay, so now I'm going to take it and shrink it up till I think it's like about the size it needs to be. And I'm going to plop it on top of it there. That's too big. Okay, there. Okay, being that we know where the flower is placed, I'm going to get rid of these guidelines that I originally gave myself. So I'm going to go and get that. Grab these. Oh, that was not good. Grab that. Gotta do a lot of like fun stuff with the Adobe Illustrator to make sure that you get good effects. Okay, so now since we know where this flower is supposed to go, we're going to grab it and put it there. Ta-da! Okay, so now let's zoom out again. At 100%, we have our flower. Last thing we're going to do with the patches is the heart patch. So let me just open that one, place it on. Now, let me see if it was, I think it's this one. Okay, I got it. Okay. Now, the way we drew ours, unfortunately, is that we drew the ribbon on top of it, so I'm going to have to crop that out. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this because it's humongous. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is go to Object, Crop Image, and I'm going to crop away all the stuff I don't need as much as possible. Like that, and like that. Okay, excuse me. Thank you. All right. All right, up again. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to get rid of some of this tail here because I think it's going to wind up under the ribbon. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to go and crop it. Okay, so now we have our image cropped. Hopefully it'll work. Next thing I'm going to do is go to Object, and I'm going to do Image Trace, and I'm going to smack that down. And okay, yes. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it's a little scary, but we still have an image of a heart someplace. Let me grab the edge of this, and let's get rid of it and see what happens. Okay. So we can cheat it. Let's grab this puppy and move it over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to give it a red back. As you remember, the whole thing was red. So I'm going to grab my tool over here, and I'm going to zoom in. Now I'm just going to, okay, I'm going to, all right, we got a black fill. That's okay. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm just going to say goodbye fill. And then I'm going to go up here and zoom out of there. And then over here. And then I'm going to grab that. And we're just giving it a nice little edge detail. We want to make sure that it looks sort of like the original. Now, you're never going to get it exact, so don't freak out too much. Okay. Now, just remember to keep your handles in place. All right. Okay. Going to do this, we're going to do that. And then we're going to go here. All right, let's get down here. Actually, that didn't work too well. I'm going to put it over here. Give myself a little bit of a... Okay, we're almost to the heart here. Okay, this obviously has a little bit of a curve here, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a curve. Pull this down. Go here, and give ourselves a little bit of a curve there. Okay, and a little curve up here, and then go up here and just carry it up there. There. Okay, now I'm going to do red. Ah! A little scary. What I'm going to do is now I'm going object, arrange, center back. Very nice. Ah, not bad. Okay. Let's do this. I think this needs to be a little bit more like that, and this needs to move over this way. Yeah. Okay, very good. Okay, so now we have our love patch. Okay, let's go to 100. Okay, so this white part actually had a white black edging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab the white part like this, and I'm going to give it a stroke of black. One might be too much, but we'll leave it that way for now. And there you see, now we have an edge in black. So let me go back down. I'm going to do that the same thing to everybody else because I think it looks good. Let's go down to do this, whatever. Okay, and here. And okay, now we are going to have to do a little black edge around the heart. So let's do that. Let's go here. Okay, this was like a straightish line. Then I'm going to go here. The edge of the heart had like a kind of a... Oh boy, that didn't work too well. Okay, I don't know where this white fill coming in, but it's not really what we're looking for. Oh, nope. Okay, now. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of that white edge because it's just kind of annoying. Okay, I'm going to go around the edge, and this is going to go here. I think it was like a pretty thick... First, let's get rid of this. And then we're going to go, our stroke, I think, was more like a 1 or even 2. Okay, so let's do the 2. Okay, next is the bottom of the heart. Okay, let's move down, moving on, down, and I'm going to go this, and then we're going to start a new line over here, there, and there. Okay, this side for some reason has a little curve to it, but whatever, we'll do it a little curve. Okay, so now let's go back and see what we did. Okay, so now we have our heart detail. Very nice. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab everybody again, and I'm going to group, go to object group, and then I'm going to make it go small. And I'm going to bring it on down to, well, actually, we can see where it goes now. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to go over here and just get rid of our guideline because it's going to get in the way of things. So I'm just going to get the guideline and grab it again, which I drew originally on this sketch. Okay, let's get rid of everything. Okay, we're moving right along. Okay, so now we're going to grab our thing over here, and it's way too big. Surprise, surprise. Okay, let's close it down a little bit. Ah! Okay, so, okay, see, we went a little bit nuts with that. We're going to fix that. But first thing, let's get it in position. So we'll rotate it, and we'll get it next to the... There! Perfect. Okay. Next is... Let's go zoom in again. I think this needs to be, the stroke on this needs to be smaller. It needs to be like 5, yeah. All right, and this too. This needs to be, the stroke on this needs to be whatever it is. It's like, right now it's way too big. Let's do like 0. Okay, very good. And this, the stroke needs to be also like 0.5. All right, we're good. Okay, now I think I want to do this one should have a little bit of a No, let's not. Silly. Okay, here. Let's do that. Oh, a little too much, maybe like that. Okay, let's pull back and see how that looks. Ta-da! I think it looks okay. Very nice. Okay, so now the only thing we're needing, oh, we forgot to do something up here. We missed a spot. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. The only thing we're needing is to add some shadows on this, which hopefully is not going to take too long. First thing we're going to do is any spots that you've missed, please fill. Okay, like me. I want to go here and I want to fill that. Okay. So the first spot I see that we're probably going to need is here. We're going to need some shadow, and here we're going to need some shadow. So we'll quickly grab our drawing tool and we're going to make ourselves a shape here. Okay, why is this? Okay, so let's see. And then we're going to go here and here. It's in red for some reason, I guess because of the last color I used, which is fine and dandy. Let's see. Okay, so now we have this red shape, which is now going to become a gray shape. I'm just going to go ahead and say dark gray, and I'm going to move this out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to say dark gray, and then I'm going to say opacity, I don't know, 30%, 29, 50, something like that. 50, okay, 69. Okay, so now it's going to give us a little bit of a shade under the shoulder strap where you can't see it. Where the shoulder strap actually falls in the shadows. Okay, so let's do the same thing here. And I'm going to take that opacity to the same level, whatever it was, 40%. Okay, there. Actually, I think it was more like 60, 70%. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's draw back again and see where else we need. Okay, so you see now that looks in the dark, which is good. Now we need shadows here. So I'm just going to grab that panel here, like that, and I say Control Copy and Paste. And now I'm going to go and do the same thing I did. Actually, maybe let's do a fade. Let's do a fade. I'm going to do that fade. I'm going to switch it so that the fade actually falls into the gusset, which is what should happen. Okay, there. Okay, so let's see. Very good, very good. Okay, so now we have a shaded bottom. Let's go down here. Okay. We could do the same thing on the bottom here. This little piece here, we can do is copy V, and then we're going to put it on a dark, and then we're going to go opacity. Let's do even darker because it's underneath, and we're going to grab him. Come on, come on. Okay, there. Okay, so now we have our little shaded side. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little, actually we can do this piece in gray, no one's going to notice. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pen tool and we're going to add some shade under the flap. Like this. I'm just going to do a line like so. It's a little bit of a crooked kind of a line, but whatever. Okay. Now, I'm not going to fill this. I just want to get rid of that fill. Now, I have a line here. I'm going to go strokes higher. I'm going to go make a really fat stroke there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it I want a rounded edge. Okay, so now I'm going to go to opacity again, and I'm going to go down to 46%. Okay, there. Okay, great. Like it. To do the same thing again, but over here. So I'm going to just, excuse me, I'm going to do that here, like this, and like that. Very good. Opacity is 30%. Very good. Maybe less, maybe more. And that's good. Good. Okay, I'm gonna do this again, and I'm going to do it around the edge of the bow because, you know, the bow is also going to cast a shadow. So I'm going to do that around here. And, oop. Okay, that didn't work. Get rid of that, and then I'm going to do that this way. All right, and opacity again, we're going to go down to 40%. Okay, I think this needs to be a little bit lower. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to lower this. Okay, there. Now we're going to do the same thing here. Can I? Okay, no. I'm going to do a little bit of Okay. Now again, I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to go and do that, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of a fatter line, and do the same thing I did before. There. Okay. Move this in a little bit. There. Okay, so now I'm going to do my opacity again, go down on it, and we're almost ready. Okay, so what I'm doing is just adding some color. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to add a little bit of color shading to my actual, okay, this is wrong, the actual bow. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And I'm going to do, I want to do a fade on this one. Okay, no, that's not what I meant, you silly computer. Oh, good lord. Okay, here we go. There. And again, opacity could go down a little bit. There. Okay. All right. Now, next, let's do the same thing to this side. And again, we're going to do that, we're going to do that, and we're going to do that. Okay. So we're adding some little details here. I'm going to do it here too. This actually, I'm going to put on like a red fade because it's actually supposed to be red. Okay. I'm going to put on this red fade there. All right, there. Okay. You could do another line here. There. Because the under part of the bow is going to definitely have a fat there. Okay. Let's go ahead and move you up a little bit. There you go. And then you down a little bit. Okay, there. Okay, last one here. Oh, good lord. Computers always understand the wrong thing. What can I tell you? It's just like men. All right, no fill. No fill. No. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're doing all sorts of little details all around the bow to give it some kind of idea of dimension. Okay, so after we've done all this work, we'll go back and see actually what happened to it. So I'm gonna go to 100%, and ta-da! We have a lovely copy of a ditzy little top handle flap. And I hope you enjoyed this class. And if you have any questions, comments, please put them below, subscribe, and if you want me to print something, send me a picture or email it to me. Okay, hope you enjoyed this class, and see you next time. Bye.